Mother of Adamu Ahmadu, a 28-year-old man who is wrongly accused of stealing a phone and tortured to his death, says she wants justice for the killing of her son. In an exclusive chat with Trust TV, Amina Musa said Hamidu Umar, who ordered her son beaten, never showed remorse even after the missing phone is found by his wife in the home. Adamu was accused of stealing a mobile phone on January 22, 2022, and complications from his torture eventually resulted to his death on February 13, 2022. The report.
Two men are now facing trial for the death of a 28-year-old man wrongly accused of stealing a phone belonging to his boss. One of the men is Hamidu Umar, a 51-year-old, on whose orders the 28-year-old was tortured with complications which later resulted in death of the victim. His co-accused is another man, Shole Manas. The men have been remanded in prison custody for criminal conspiracy, torture, and homicide. Two other accomplices in the torture of Adamu are said to be on the run, but the police in the state has promised they will be apprehended and brought to face justice. Hamidu had allegedly accused Adamu, who was working with him, of being in possession of his missing phone. Although Adamu denied taking the phone, but his boss, still adamant that Adamu was in possession of the phone, ordered the lad to produce the phone or have himself to blame. According to the mother's account, Umar then ordered some boys to torture her son in a bid to retrieve the missing phone. Three lads thereafter engaged in beating her son with wood and blocks to force out a confession from him. The son sustained several fractures on both hands and later died from complications resulting from torture. The missing phone was subsequently discovered in Hamidu's home by his wife, tucked away inside one of the sofas in their living room. This is the residence of the deceased. The sibling showed us his brother's grave. Here, his remains were interred. Adamu's mom is still grieving. Grief has no better description than a mother saddened by the death of her child, scorned by that child's killers. Sympathizers are still coming to pay their condolences to the family, and this was where Adamu was beaten and tortured. When Trust TV visited the parents of the deceased, the mood was somber. The deceased mother, still grief-stricken, lamented the lack of remorse shown by Hamidu Umar, who ordered the torture of her son that resulted in his death.
My elder brother and other relatives decided to report the incident to the CID. On Friday at about 11 a.m., Malam Sedaka paid us a visit. He had asked me if the person responsible for beating up my son had visited him or contributed anything towards his treatment, and I told him no. Malam Sedaka immediately called him and insisted they come to visit my son. When he came and learned that the issue has been reported to the CID, he gave me 10,000 naira for treatment, and I refused to collect it. They were later arrested, and on Monday we went to court in Shagari. They tried to intimidate us outside the court, saying that since we are neighbors and reside in the same community, we should settle out of court. And I told him no. Even if my son had stolen the phone, they should have come to me or report to the authorities. But after torturing my son, the phone was discovered in their living room, proving he was innocent all along. All I want now is justice for my son.